Hello and welcome to the 8th demo of Step Forward, the application development platform. In this video we will tie up some loose ends that we left behind in the current design and will explore another feature of Step Forward, procedures. As you probably remember, in our design of yields by issue report, we hard-coded the broker commission and standard stock par value. We set them at 1% and $25 respectively. A better design requires some way of changing these values without rebuilding the report flowchart. We will place them in a database table and make the report pull them out of that table when needed. We'll make a very simple table with only two fields, commission and stock par value. Before going any further, let us enter our first record. Unlike other tables in our application, this one should contain only one row of data, that is, one pair of values. But the tables are designed in general to hold multiple rows. To make sure that the table contains one and only one row, we should look at another feature of Step Forward that has not been used before, procedures. Procedures are quite similar to processes and are made of the same kind of flowcharts. But unlike processes that get launched by the user or by other flowcharts, the procedures are triggered by changes in the content of input fields of the data template. The trigger can be a move of the cursor away from the editable field after its content was disturbed, that is, edited, or pressing non-editable field shaped up as a button, etc. Additionally, the trigger can be the act of refreshing the window to enter new data, saving entered data, deleting existing record, etc. Procedures provide a fine degree of control over the data editing, over and above simple checkups that the fields themselves can provide. For example, reject alpha if the field data type is numeric, or set a limit on how many characters the field can take, etc. In this selection dialog, you can see the list of all data templates that we created so far, and each entry can be expanded to show the list of trigger points to which the procedure can be attached. Our point of interest here is the saving procedure. Our procedure will start by retrieving data from the setup table. All we need to know is whether there is any data at all, that is, if there is at least one row in the table. So our retrieval inspector is set to load a single row. We do not care about any selection criteria or sort order. The next thing to do is to check if our retrieval brought back anything. If the commission variable is not empty, then we already have some data in the table. To give this feedback to the user, Step Forward provides another flowchart component, Alert. The Alert component, when executed by the flowchart, displays a dialog window on the screen asking the user to respond. It is a so-called modal dialog, locking everything up until dismissed by pressing one of the buttons. The Alert dialog, when displayed on screen, has the short header and a detailed message. Both can be set inside the component. The Alert component can provide the user with multiple choices if we need to handle various conditions, so the flowchart can fork at this point in more than one direction. But in our simple case, we only need to tell the user that the new setup record cannot be added to the table, as there is one already. We will set the title of this button to OK. When the procedure exits, it can pass instructions to the calling framework what to do next. In this case, when the table is empty and we can accept it and save the newly entered setup data, we simply connect the yes end of the condition component to the finish. The inspector offers us a choice of where the focus, the data input cursor, so-called I-beam, should move after the data is saved. In the case of normal exit, we simply tell the procedure to move it to the next location, whatever this location might be in the data template. However, if the condition returns on the no side, then we need another finish component in our flowchart. In this case, we tell the system not to save the record. Our procedure is ready. Since our setup table already contains data, we exit on the no side of the condition component, and when the data entry window returns, we can see that the focus, the text selection, is set on the commission field. Now we can save the procedure. Now, if we try entering more than one setup record in the table, it will be rejected and Step Forward will tell us why. Now is the time to make use of our newly created setup. The setup values were hard-coded before. Now we can replace them with data from the table. While on the subject of procedures, we can show another way of using this feature. Let us add a button to the stock template and wire up a procedure that will show us the historical price chart of any stock displayed in the stock input window. To add a button to the template, we will use a component that is new to us, the View field. This is the decorative field that is not added to the database table. Its purpose is to show some information on screen. This info can be made on the fly by some procedure, or it can be shaped up as a button, which we are going to do right now. Of course, pressing this newly added button doesn't do anything yet. We need to attach a procedure to it to make this exercise meaningful. In order to show the chart, we need to load the data first. Now we can try it live. This wraps up the 8th demo of Step Forward. You can learn more about the functionality and capabilities of Step Forward, or download Step Forward from this page and read on preferred shares design on our website. Thank you.